back, everybody. Here we are, game 2 of the night. Florida Puppeteers versus LAG from the Silver Premade North division. This is going to be an absolute slapper. Starting out on sub base. Both of these teams 3-1. They're all going to be wanting to start out hot.
Yeah, we're looking for that magic number 4, Jake. We talked about it a little bit last series.
Mhm.
4 wins, guarantees of the playoffs, and that's what both of these teams here are after. Bit of a slow start in terms of the kills, but Lag managed to find 2. Make that 3. But 3 quick trades from the side of the Puppeteers as they're actually going to break right back on into the hard point. However, these spawns, they are sticky, and Lag, they continue to hold on to the P2 spawns. It's going to take a lot for them to spawn out, but Omax looks like he wants to be the one to cause it. However, Lag just continue to spawn in the back, set up for P2. Minimal time gained here in P1.
Well, Max, like you said, he is snuck through a little bit. He's also got his teammate Don John as well, but he's going to get cut down by drop. Can he find a second using that Minnesota Rocker camo? Take a look at it, Zenny, because I don't see this one in game very often, but he gets cut down. Creamy Cowboy off to a hot start, 5-1, but LAG going to be locking down that time.
Yeah, they're actually being a good job of collecting this time, staying down the hill, playing nice and disciplined, and I don't know how to pronounce that, that L, I don't know.
I would say
It's
Duende.
Duende. It's been years since I've taken Spanish, let me tell you. And my last semester was during COVID, so I used Google Translate. But he does a great job of playing the life on the hill, and he's going to allow his teammates, it's just MWIII, to take back over, and turns on a dime, finds Royd Rabbit. Going to be able to find those kills, and great trades all around from Lag, as they're going to be able to hold on to a nice clean P2.
Most definitely is. Drop. Going to be locking down that P3 as well. This has been a good start for LAG so far. MWIII with 8 kills to their name, but Creamy Cowboy going to find this one. MWIII in the back as well. Going to have to play their life because all of LAG is spawning out deep, and I don't think they know that MWIII's in the back. Can they find any kills? That's going to be 1. 9-3 so far. Playing slow, playing methodical, but Dolphin going to be sitting on that point in a great spot. Kills going all over the place. The player off point gets taken down. Florida Puppeteers have, closed the gap a little bit, though, which is kind of all you needed. 30 seconds left on the clock, and this P4 is going to be an important one.
Number 7, Duende managed to find himself rotated to P4 before anyone else. And he could easily sneak up on these 2 players from Florida. He does manage to find the first kill, Don John. Going to be looking for the trade. The hipfire bullets come through, stun himself, unfortunately. Waiting on the push here now, but drop is in to help as he finds 2, make it 3. Dewan John is going to be the last person remaining. It's okay. Drop's going to get a quad feed. Find all 4. Going a little bit of a 4 streak. He'll pick up time too while he's at it. Doesn't mind if he does. And Omax going to be the first challenger from Florida through the front.
Yeah, drop. I mean, that 4-piece on rotation, that's gonna have you feeling good. Fuso also finds 2 as well toward the back. So everything shut down for the Florida Puppeteers. They're spawning out mid. LAG knows exactly where they're coming from, and the kill feed is as purple as could possibly be. 2 5 streaks, a 2 streak, and a 1 streak. 13-4 for MWIII, locking down the entire middle of the map. I mean, Florida Puppeteers, some might say, they are in the blender.
Yeah, they're certainly, getting in there. Might as well add a little bit of some powder, some milk. Do whatever you gotta do. Make yourself a nice little smoothie while you're in there. But gonna try to do their best to break out of it. 3 kills go their way. Fuso is gonna be the last person remaining. He does have a cruise missile, by the way. Did a great job of getting that one in the pocket. 7 kill streak now, has to reload. And the key is going to get Omax out of warehouse so you can get P5. And I mean, they just make it look easy. Everything is going Lag's way right now. Is they're going to start us off with a near 100-point lead here, Jake?
Most definitely. I mean, they have locked down the sub base, to say the least. I mean, all of these Florida Puppeteers players, it seemed like they've been in maze for the last 2 hills. They just can't really find anywhere on the map to go. Royd Rabbit runs in hill and then out of hill, then back in hill to get that kill. So, that was an interesting sight to see, most definitely. They finally found their footing. They're trying to get this last 30 seconds, which, at the end of the day, if they got this 30, they'd be in a very solid, not a very solid, but they'd be in a solid spot comparatively to where they could have been, because it was looking rough for them for a second.
Yeah, for if they don't get that last little bit of time there, the Florida Puppeteers, this nears potential point club territory, but they do a good job. They get some of that remaining time, and they try to keep themselves as close as possible. Only a full hill apart now from LAG, and they're getting time here on P1. Key note: try to control top third, try to control top snow, but MWIII, Duende, they do a great job of getting up there and taking down those players as well. Royd Rabbit, gonna try to do what he can. Sub, not as effective up there as you might like. Duende on the battle for the hill now. Kills do not go his way, but drops there for the trade. Max, last person standing. Can he do anything here? He does manage to turn and burn, find the kill top third. And now it's going to be all in the rotation towards P2. You want to make sure you don't allow lag to get any more time than necessary here on P1. But P2 should be your main goal if you are the Puppeteers.
20 seconds left to go here. You got a Florida Puppeteer sneaking through the back. That's going to be Royd Rabbit on the move, like a jackrabbit. But you still got to find some kills behind it. Player 8, it's going to be Drop. Not sure Drop has any inkling that Royd Rabbit is anywhere near him right now. And he is going to be able to get caught as well. That's going to be P1 gone, P2 popping. And as Royd Rabbit gets cut down, I mean, the Florida Puppeteers just didn't have enough time to get to that teammate in time. So now the push going to have to come through the front. There's 2 players on this hill for LAG. They're going to have to find the kills behind it.
The trades go through. I'm not sure if I like number 8's positioning, though. I mean, he's just so far back, he's not able to help his team. In the scenario like this, where the break comes through, he wasn't really holding anything important. But what he was doing, is at the very least, is securing that spawn for his team. So that now they can rally back. They can find these kills up close. But Puppeteers, they're doing everything they can to try to make it work. Don John through the back. The kills fly back and forth. Pinstripe, kill feed. Cowboy is going to be the last person remaining in the back. From up top, Chow's number Royd Rabbit. He's going to jump down, try to find the kill. He will take him down with the Renetti. So the scrap time goes the way of Florida. And I feel like, again, we've seen this kind of, similar spot for the Puppeteers. They're down a full hill, but when are they going to make up that time?
That is a great question, Zenny. And, the answer might be never, because I mean, they've not been in a solid spot to get a full 60 on any of these hills so far. Creamy Cowboy going to be cutting down Drop. That's a big 4 down right there. That might be exactly what they needed, and there's still 45 seconds left on the clock. You see player 8, 6, and 7 all spawn out insanely deep, but Fuso is going to be doing the hard job right now of cutting down these players. LAG haven't been able to get a little bit closer, but not close enough. They find the kills just like that, and I mean, Florida Puppeteers, with a chance to find their way back into this game, you might say they bottled it.
Yeah, just an unfortunate situation there. Had to be more ready for the rest of the spawners. I mean, Fuso does get a pretty hard split to read, but after they find that kill, it's really on them to turn around and hold their angles, make those timings. But I think Drop might be the best P4 player we've seen in the league in a minute. I feel like every time the hills come around, we've seen him get 3 or 4 in a row. Don John, though, is going to shut down his reign of terror and try to do his best to stay on the hill. About a 2v2 around the hill right now, waiting for the push in. Lag do it once more. They find the kills. They keeps going their way. The wave of purple inside the hill. Max inside red, trying to do what he can, but the kills just continue to fly forward. He has to stay back. Drop slides forward. He's going to be able to drop Omax right there. John tries to do what he can, but with 30 seconds left remaining on this hill, Lag can still win it here.
They most certainly can. 26 seconds left on the clock. Florida Puppeteers have to contest for about 1 full second if they want to send this to a P5. And they are able to do it, so this hill is not going to end here. 17 seconds left on the clock, but LAG in very close distance of closing out this map, one with about a 100-point lead. They are spawning out deep, so Florida Puppeteers have time to set up, but you got to play it perfect, Zenny.
Oh, perfect play will be required. 17 points is all that remains for Lag. However, this gets tricky. This P5 can be a money hill in and of itself. Hit a full 60 here would go a long way. Duende, though, he's not going to let that happen. He finds 2. Omax with a quick trade drop, getting some time on his hands. However, 4 drop from Lag. It's now up to Puppeteers to get the setup. And Royd Rabbit hopping up top. Warehouse, a good power position to be in. He's going to hunt down these players, top control. Duende slides out, taken down. Trades are back and forth. 3v3, the players off respawn. Cowboy doing what he can, and Florida are not out of this yet. They're finding their kills. 25 seconds remaining on the clock, and they can't let Lag get a single second of it. Drop, though. Again, hopping on the hill, quickly traded out. Good time, goes the way of Florida. They're making this one close, Jake.
You'd like to have seen this happen earlier on in the
Mm-hmm.
game, Zenny, because they are playing great right now. They cut the lead down to about 50, but you got to do it again on the P1. That is one full hill, and you know how mixy P1 can be at times. You got 3 LAG players around. They all find that one player, Royd Rabbit, trying to make it on in, but he's not going to be able to make it happen. Omax going to have to cut down at least a couple, and you got to find that player on hill. Only 5 seconds left to go. You spot Mixie, but you can't find any other kills. That's going to do it. LAG, they take home the game 1 in solid fashion. If it wasn't for that full 60 on the P5, Zenny, that would have been a blowout for sure. But LAG, they come out on top, and Florida Puppeteers said, hey, we are here to play. They just needed a second to warm up here.
Yeah, the Flames of Hope die out relatively quick there, Even, at a scoreline like that, 283 to 1 or to 235, that can be a dangerous, it's almost like a mental thing. Teams get a little too comfortable only being 15 seconds away, and they see 185 and not realize, if we bottle this P1 and they get 190, they can win on P2. But clearly not a factor in Lag's case. They all tee up, they all take that one down. Great stat line out of those guys from top to bottom, really. Great numbers all throughout. And that's going to lead them into a nice map number 1 win. Like you said, would have been a little bit more decisive if it weren't for that P5.
Yeah, and let's go over the maps while we are here. We haven't talked about them just yet. So obviously we just saw Subbase Hardpoint Game 1. LAG took that home. Next up, we're going to have Terminal Search and Destroy yet again tonight. We will have High Rise Control, then an Invasion Hardpoint, and a Skid Row Search and Destroy to close it out. Very diverse map set here in the second match of the day. 5 separate maps. And anyone that pops out to you, Zenny, specifically?
Yeah, Terminal S&D is just by far the best S&D map in the game. It just allows for so many routes that players can take. It allows for so many different strats, such as full hitting A, full hitting middle, and full hitting B. Clearly a very diverse playing field. And of course, it's always good to have 4 rival 9s on your team on this map as well. The God Gun just takes over on that map. And then again, we will see Slayer on High Rise. And then we will go and see another Invasion Hardpoint, another good game. I wonder if it'll be, if we get that far, will it be as good as the first one we saw in very first map? And then Skid Row S&D, a hot take, probably one of my favorite S&D maps in the game.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously Terminal's not one of your favorites from what you said about it. Yeah, I agree with you, Zenny. Terminal, there's not many variation to have on the map, but it can be interesting at times to see kind of how teams adapt from that. Some people like to get creative. Some people like to do things a little bit differently. So maybe we'll see something a little bit creative here in the map 2 Search and Destroy. One thing I would like to say about this upcoming map is LAG, they come out hot in that map 1. But one thing I always like to say on stream, I don't know if we have new people here. I don't know if we have people that are always watching. But I always like to say that some teams are good at hardpoint, some teams are good at search and destroy. And, we could very well see that search and destroy is more up Florida Puppeteers Avenue. I mean, they're 3-1 for a reason. I wouldn't expect them to, kind of get, kind of lose the map 1 in that sort of way if they were 3-1. You know what I mean,
Yeah.
Zenny? That is
Yeah.
not a 3-1 performance, especially when LAG is 3-1 as well. There's got to be
Yeah.
a reason that they are here. Maybe they had a slow start. Maybe we'll see in the map 4 Invasion if we do get there. But I got to say, I assume that Florida Puppeteer is going to be a pretty solid search and destroy team. And if not, we're going to see what LAG can show us.
Yeah, I do think that, Terminal, for all of its faults, does provide sort of a creativity through limitations kind of idea. Sometimes people are most creative when they get imposed with those limitations. So really only being able to do a few things on the map might, allow for some more interesting smoke usage. I think that's always something that we ask for in S&D. We've been begging for smokes in S&D for a couple of years now. We finally get them. It's time to see people, make up some good strats. Find some angles to throw them, get some good smokes out, and use those in their strats. However, playing defense on this map is still pretty one-dimensional, even with those plays that you can make. Send a guy Eskies, send a guy AC, send a guy plane, send a guy with one of those other guys wherever you want them. And you're basically holding it down for the defense. You just got to make sure you win your gunfights. But it will be interesting to see what these teams can come up with.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm interested to see how we do in this terminal search and destroy. Like you said, Zenny, I think the smoke is very important here. Obviously, you expect a lot of people to kind of use it on that B site. You're making a B push, you throw in that smoke. But I mean, hey, why don't we just start throwing smokes in the plane? Let's just do something crazy, right, Zenny?
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
if we're trying to sneak in that plane, we know someone's going to be back left or back right. Just pop a smoke in there, see what happens. I mean, maybe you'd be surprised at the outcome. I mean, have you ever done that, Zenny?
I think a good play that I like to do, I think we can utilize a little bit more of a fake smoke. Train people
Mm,
to think, hey, we're using the smoke, we're not really doing anything with it, and then you push through it one round. I think throwing that outside the windows that leads to bottom plane on that near P2, throwing a smoke out there and then jumping through it every now and again probably be good, or doing it right through mid hall. Letting a sub push through into AC, maybe try to find a free kill or two. Just a couple of the things that you can do with smokes, but I think we're going to see our tried and true strat here. Throw the smoke onto B, fly forward, get kills, plant bomb, win round. Unless Screamy Cowboy has something to say about it.
Green Cowboy could very well have something to say about a 1v2 scenario. He gets the tag onto
Mhm.
Bomb as well. He finds that kill. He's not expecting El Duende on the left. He's going to have to sneak out of here. He gets stunned as well. He's getting chased down.
Ah.
Duende with the chase. Big kill for him. And LAG come out on top in an offensive round. And I mean, hey, I didn't expect that on the first round of the game.
I think that round was all in all about 20 seconds max. So, good round from everybody on LAG. They do the tried and true again. Throw the smoke, slide forward, get kills, win round. And now they're going to be on the defensive end. And honestly, after you get an offensive win, as long as you don't troll your defenses, the game does get significantly easier. You will essentially have a 2-round lead as you progress. But now let's see what Florida Puppeteers can make happen here.
Creamy Cowboy throws the smoke. A little bit of a short smoke. Part of that may be fake smoke strat that you were talking about, but I'm not sure it turned the attention of LAG. You see, you got 3 arrows
Oh.
leaning toward that plane, and they get the stun as well, so they have that sort of information. Creamy Cowboy maybe trying to wrap back, but I mean, now that that didn't really work, and it seems like Florida Puppeteers kind of know that it didn't work. They're kind of stuck. They look frozen. They don't know what to do now.
Yeah, so right now, I mean, Dwinde has a lot of map control here, but that's the good play right there. That's a good adjustment from Cowboy. He knows that he's going to be undefended. He knows that he's watching the cross. He's able to get up and get a clean pick, and now P1's open, and now he's got the map control. Small stuff like
Ooh.
that, small adjustments getting made by these teams. Very good plays so
Oh.
far, but he needs small adjustments when you have Fuso on your team. That guy's popping a 2-piece. Great 2 kills out of him. Bomb down, and in mid hall, I believe. Yep, and Don John. I'm not sure if he can actually get to that bomb and get back to his site within 15 seconds.
Gonna be a tough scenario for sure. I mean, I hope they know that the bomb is down. I doubt that they do because it can be tough to spot sometimes. But there's gonna be a fight right here. Player 4, he's gonna cut him down. LAG go up 2-0 off the break. It's exactly what they wanted to see. Now they're back on that offensive end, and I mean, a nice 2v3 victory for LAG. They were not in the upper hand there, but they take care of that player top 3. They find this one, and they get the round done. I mean, I liked what I saw out of them right there. Let's see if they can keep it up.
I'm willing to wager. I think they're gonna hit the plain side of the map this time, or maybe they bully out B just like they did. Maybe think the same thing's gonna work. I guess we'll find out here momentarily. Gonna pick up the bomb. Fuso carrying the bomb. 3-1, by the way, working towards that cruise missile. Smokes get thrown out different places, and Mini
Hmm.
tries to push through the middle of the map. Does get taken down. Drop, though, with the trade. 3 versus 3.
You have some sort of pressure here toward that B bomb site, but player 5 is going to be pinching around the back. He's going to find El
Oh.
Duende. Fuso, though, he's ready for him. And now it's going to be player 7 versus Fuso. Can he get out with his life? He will be able to do so, but now Don John going to activate. He's pushed up toward that bathroom area. I'm not sure Fuso's going to expect this.
Yeah, good play if he expects Fuso to run straight through mid hallway. However, the route he take he is taking leads me to believe that he is more interested in pursuing that A bomb. However, good news for Don John is he might be able to see a sliver of the window if he comes back. Oh, but the timings, there's the chow, there it comes
Oh,
through. The good timing works out in Fuso's favor. And that's going to be 3-0 leg.
it most certainly will. They're off to a hot start here in Terminal Search and Destroy. And I mean, Fuso off to a hot start as well. I mean, I think he's one off of a cruise missile now. But I mean, to take that momentum from the map 1 and carry it over into the map 2, that's exactly what you want to see. You don't want to let that opposition kind of fight their way back into the game very swiftly. So LAG, you're back on the defensive end. You have an opportunity to go up 4-0. You got to really try to lock in this round right here. I think this is kind of the dagger round at this point in the game.
I have to agree. I mean, if you don't turn things around soon, it might be too late. Kind of the same story we saw in the hard point in Cowboy. I mean, if there's anybody that's going to turn it around, it's going to be this guy. He's been showing out so far this game. Drop, going to get pushed back. He's going to be forced to take a reroute. And a nice little angle there. Unfortunately, not going to be able to find anything. Bomb does go down. Number 4, MWIII on the full flank. Number 8's ready for it, though. Max going to take him down 2 versus 4.
The kills going back and forth, leaving Fuso in the 1v3. He does find that cruise missile. This is going to be a tough round to win. Florida Puppeteers should find one, but, I mean, you never know what could happen. You could always see a crazy play, especially in the COD Rec League, but 22 seconds left to go. Oh, Max gets shut down. I mean, good grief. That was quite the kill, but Florida Puppeteers going to take that one home. First one on the board, and now they go back on that defensive end. This is kind of the best case scenario for Florida given their situation.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, they have been experiencing, a little bit of topsy-turviness, I guess we could say, to start this game, and they do manage to level it out, stop the bleeding even just for a moment. So, will not go down 4-0, would be devastating. 3-1, much more manageable, but they have to convert this defense here. So far, Lag have just been kind of bullying out a little bit over on the B zone. They need to be more prepared and ready to post up for these gunfights.
Well, you got to wonder, when will Fuso use that cruise missile? Because, I mean, that information on a map like this can be so impactful, but you got to use it at the right time. Drop at the big first blood. MWIII already in this strong corner. The teammate is there as well. It's all falling apart. El Duende finds 1v3 for Roid Rabbit, but the shots are there. The bomb goes down. Gonna chow. The knife is out. I don't know why that happened, but the kill should come through anyway. Oh my gosh, Zenny.
I mean,
Oh
Roy
my
Rabbit,
gosh.
this guy getting turned. This would be an insane 1v3 if he could pull it off. The timing, though, is in Duende's favor. I think he has all the info. He's going to chow out. Did they see him? Oh, they saw each other. The shots come through.
Oh no.
Duende needs to waste time, but it doesn't matter. The shot comes through, and I believe that is a 1v3 for Roid Rabbit.
Oh my gosh, the most unwinnable of round comes through in the favor of Roid Rabbit. The knife through the bottom of the Eskies. He's like, why do you have your knife out? And then somebody's top red and they can't find the kill. I don't know what's going on. Zenny, that was something different right there. That was something else.
That was insane. Great shots at a rabbit there. I mean, I don't know what else to say.
Well, that's got to be a spark plug for the team, don't you think, Zenny? I mean, Florida Puppeteers, they rattle off 2 straight. I was worried they were going to give up the defense, but now LAG kind of in a much more precarious situation than they would have anticipated, don't you think? Because, I mean, that was a very, you should win that round a bajillion times over. But instead, now Florida Puppeteers have an opportunity to tie up the game at 3. Creamy Cowboy, though, maybe bites off more than he could chew on the right side, but he doesn't get spotted. The headshot is there. Now you try to slide to the Eskies toward the planners, but drop is there to make, to slow down that push. Now the rest of the LAG, they're just trying to kind of trap them in, and that's what I would do as well. A minute left on the clock. Florida Puppeteers, they seem committed toward the B site.
Yeah, especially now with Fuso inside book. I mean, he has them basically trapped in. They can't rotate out without him knowing. And they can't really push anything else. They're going to be funneled essentially into this Eskies position. It's just a matter of whether they could chow at the right time and get some gunfight wins. Over MWIII laying in this corner. Doing anything but getting MWIII, really. I mean, this is an angle. Drop, though. Doesn't need his help. Finds Don John. 2 versus 3 now. I mean, it's 3 seconds. You have to work with something. You have to go for at least a little bit of a push if you want to take this round down. This is still possible. Drop not trusting the comms of his teammates that there's no potential way for them to have crossed. Rabbit crawls forward, and
Oh,
it just gives MWIII the two-piece. I mean, what an angle is all you can say.
I mean, the prone walk around the corner was comedic. I will not lie, Zenny. That was pretty funny. The big two-piece out of MWIII, that's pretty good as well. 4-2 now is LAG. They get shut down in the last round with the 1v3, but they don't stop there. They have the defense to their name, and they go up 4-2. They're trying to go up 2-0 in the series. And I mean, they're well on their way to do so, but I'd say this offense right here would be a nice one to take home.
Oh, this would be a great one to take home. You just kind of want to get yourself, already have those 5 rounds, and they're going to throw that smoke for the cross. Creamy Cowboy. That nade might kill 3 people. It does not, but does delay the push for a significant amount. Allows for some rotation. Look at this. Florida has rotated to A. Good play, but an even better play out of lag. They have rotated over and pivoted towards B.
And look at all the Florida Puppeteers arrows. Not a single one, like, looking at the B site. And as well, Roid Rabbit, the only player in range, is not in a position to even tackle the base. You can go straight to B right now if you are LAG. And that's exactly what they opt to do. Roid Rabbit in that bottom red area. This bomb's going to go down for free. A full retake from Florida Puppeteers. They're going to have to start moving now.
Yeah, that was honestly a great play. As soon as he called in that cruise, he called out that all the players from Florida were over towards A, and they just immediately flood bleed. They get that bomb down. Drop uses his position, takes down Omax. 3-player retake onto this site, going to be difficult. Drop, slides out, finds the second. Headshots come through. Creamy does what he can, but Foos is on the trade. 1 versus 3. I mean, if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be the Rabbit, right? Because he's going to be able to find the first. The shots do not connect. The shots come back towards him, and lag take round number 5.
I mean, like we said, Zeddy, that round's a big one to take home. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
after all of the cinematics, you would assume that the game would be closer right now, but LAG, through all of the craziness, still up 5-2 in the map. Trying to go up to, like I said, and this is the spot to do it. You're on defense. You're up 5-2. I mean, this would be a very big statement going into Game 3. We talked about how Florida, they most definitely have to be good at search and destroy if they are who they are, but it looks like LAG are doing a great job of reacting, of finding that information. They're playing at their peak right now, and Florida, I mean, I can't blame them. They don't seem to have an answer right now.
Yeah, it's tough. Everything seems to be going the way of LAG. They're making the right moves. They're making the right plays, and they're allowing their timings to work in their favor. Good setup. Bottom plane controlled, top plane controlled. 2 players on B. 1 player has that cross. It's going to be dropped. I mean, all the information, all the map control is in the hands of lag. I mean, just look at this. This is what happens. You can't afford to play slow. You have to make a play early or you just get closed in. It looks like they're trying to hunt this player out. They will be able to find the trade. 3 versus 3 now.
Fight going down in the middle side as well. It's going to be Drop versus Don John, but it's going to be El Duende able to find that kill into that player in the bathroom area. Duende finds another one as well, going to leave Roid Rabbit under the plane, and he gets caught as well. LAG close it out as soon as it started. 6-2 victory for the LAG crew. They go up 2-0 in the series, and I mean, this whole series so far, it seems like LAG's, welcome back, everybody. Here we are, Game 3. This could be the end of the night for us, or it could be the start of a fantastic reverse sweep. LAG up 2-0 versus the Florida Puppeteers. The names are flipped, so we are gonna have to switch that for you guys. But don't worry, it'll all be fixed very shortly. Omax, Creamy Cowboy, Roid Rabbit, and Don John gonna be on offense. Those are the Florida Puppeteers, and yeah, just know that the guys on the other side, they're up 2-0.
Yep. Producer, a lovely producer backstage, is getting all of that fixed up for us, and that is going to be correct on the layover. However, your map colors are going to be a little bit switched to what you've seen so far this series. However, I don't think it's going to make much of a difference so far as we are continuing into this map number 3 high-rise. Tied live so far, again, a bit of a closer start than we've seen in maps number 1 and 2, but Duende, he is popping 2 pieces like usual, and Florida are managing to get 2 ticks of time on to A. However, lag going to come through, going to shut him down, going to go up with a 2 life advantage.
Yeah, they're looking to find some of these spawn kills now. Creamy
Yep, here it
Cowboy
is.
and Don John get cut down. Omax on the right side of your screen. He's on that B street. He's going to get spotted as well. The spawn trap is completely in. And the next question, Zenny,
Yeah.
is what do we talk about for the rest of the round?
Yeah, so I mean, we could talk about anything really. I mean, but it's just gonna be spawn trap after spawn trap, kill after kill. However, one almost managed to slip through, but Juwende, he manages to hunt him down. I got a little bit of hope. I thought he was gonna get out there, but does not. However, the wave comes to the left window, and it looks like they might have a chance here. But number 6, that's gonna be MWIII, just flies for it, finds 2. I mean, that's the catalyst on this map. If you find someone stuck in a spawn trap, it is very, very difficult for them to get out.
And you can't blame them for going toward that A side. I mean,
Hmm.
they already had those 2 ticks. They were very close to, maybe making something happen over there. Now they make the final push toward B, but MWIII with the Renetti, unable to contest with time. It says Florida Puppeteers win, but don't believe your eyes. They are LAG. Sorry about that, everybody in chat. You're just going to have to remember, as will I, because I struggle with that as well in these sort of situations. But we're all good. We know how the game works now, don't we? So now it's going to be LAG on that offensive end. I mean, realistically, if you want to take home a dub, you got to maybe try to get a little more than 2 ticks.
Yeah, I mean, you could really just do the same spawn trap really on the offensive. Sure, it's a little bit more difficult, but the concept is still the same. If you could apply that spawn trap, you could just as easily get the ticks. I think really right now what we're seeing is just the benefit of having the supreme gunplay. I mean, lag. I've showed us so far that they are undoubtedly no jokes when it comes to winning gunfights, and that's just what's working for them here. I mean, that's a ludicrous gunfight win, anyways, from drop. However, Florida, they're doing their best to try to get some refrags on. The kills do not go their way, though, unfortunately, leaving Fuso left up 1 versus 3 around this hill. Stun comes through just in time. Great timings, really, out of the lag guys. They are continuing to do their work, find their kills, get the kills going. But Florida, they have an opportunity to slow this one down.
Most certainly do. Kills going in on that point. LAG almost have those 2 ticks that they wanted to get. Unable to get them just yet. Florida Puppeteers are able to clear them for the time being. Creamy Cowboy going to be locking down this middle side of the map, and he's going off a cruise missile, so that would be a nice thing to grab if we were, if you were to do so. It's nice to have a cruise missile in the back pocket at any time. Not that, you can really get much done with it, but you can always look for that information now, can you, Zenny? Player 1 toward that spawn side of the map, but all the players are in front of him. That's going to be Omax. Going to have to turn around, but they might be able to find the second tick here.
Yeah, second tick probably going to come through here, and Lag is only down 1 life in exchange for this tick and make it 0, as I do believe that this B point is going to come through. They only need just a sliver bit more. Don John says never mind. He's going to be able to pick up 2 on that zone. But here comes drop. Here comes Fuso. Can they break back on in? I think we're going to see a bit of a delay, maybe a pivot over towards A. But the kills, I mean, every time you look at the kill feed and you think that, things might go in the way of Florida, someone on lag pops a 2.
Yeah, and one thing you can say now is that since LAG found that 1 tick onto A, they officially have more than the Florida Puppeteers. They also find that A point completely, so they have an extra minute on the clock. They may not have the lives to work with, which they actually do. They have 2 extra lives, but those get erased very swiftly. Now, the spawn trap could potentially come in, but 2 kills from LAG might slow that down.
Round has kind of slowed down a bit. 8 to 9 in terms of life count. LAG still leading. Never mind. They're going to get tied up. Royd Rabbit doing what he can. Still trying to, kind of flow off of that 3-piece he got in that 1 S&D round. Was disgusting. So he managed to find 3 right there. However, the trades are through. That's going to be 2 that drop on Florida's end. And now we slow down once again to a screeching halt. A minute on the clock. 1 kill goes through. Tit for tat. Again, the pinstripe kill feed. Both teams just taking their time trying to feel out where the other team's going to be.
Certainly are. 5 to 5 life count. This is getting intense, Zenny, wouldn't you say? 1
Wow.
kill could mean everything. The first blood in the situation is so impactful, and it's going to go the way of LAG, but the trade comes in now. A 4v4 scenario, 3v3 on the map. Player 6 maybe looking to go toward that left side, and he sneaks on through that B street. He could be an impact, no doubt about it. Duende and Co. They're all going to be at that bottom blue area, and look at MWIII trying to make that pinch come through, and just like that, the LAG come out on top. I mean, Zenny, I told you it's hard to keep track.
Yeah, don't believe your eyes, like you said. I mean, you started believing them for a second, but LAG, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I think this is just the writing on the wall here. We're just waiting on that straw to break the camel's back. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
LAG, they've looked good throughout the series, dominant maps 1 and 2. They're up 2-0 here in map number 3, and they're on the defensive side. I mean, if we see another spawn trap here, we can talk about dinner reservations after this game.
Oh, I'm so down to coordinate that with you, Zenny. I'm gonna have to fly out before the night ends so we can make those reservations. But for now on defense is going to be LAG, one round away from taking home this series, which I'm sure you went over just a moment ago. Now, LAG have them right where they want them. Florida Puppeteers are going to have to make an insane play and a huge adjustment if they're going to want to take this series home. It looks like LAG. I mean, look at those. Look at the scoreboard. They're all positive. Drop
Yeah.
19 and 8. Fuso 16 and 10. The other two also positive. I mean, they're playing exactly how they need to play right now. I mean, MWIII just want an 8 streak for the vibes.
Yeah, and there's going to be 4 down. And they all spawn up in the back of their spawn, and then they're all in the power positions. And, you know, Slayer on high rise is just so much fun. And it's even more fun if you use the God Gun. MCW, by the way, is the best. Maybe I spoke too soon, though. Florida, they do a better job this round. They get out early. They find 2, make it 3, drops the last player remaining. And they're actually going to be able to get onto this A zone. Trophies are down 2 players on. They could make something happen here if the kills go their way. Drop gets taken down. Don John doing his job. Fuso does manage to find 2, though. The headshots are in. 30 seconds on the clock. And I think we're going to see this one slowly but surely tick away here, Jake.
LAG, they're going to have earned this one. They played great to start. The search and destroy was clinical. The control, potentially their best showing so far. This is most definitely a dangerous team in the Silver North Division. This is going to be a team to watch out for from start to finish. I mean, let's not forget, Zenny, this Florida Puppeteers team is 3-1 on the season, and LAG, I mean,
who beat these guys?
Just made him look like any other guys.
Yeah, I don't know who beat these guys, but whoever beat them must be a very dangerous team indeed. But I think that is also going to secure LAG's playoff, run. They have managed to get their 4th win, very convincingly, even if they.